On this episode of Rock Down South, we sit down with country duo Madison Station. We talk all about how they came together, their new music, and much, much more. We hope y'all enjoy. Let's go.
Hey, this is Lance.
And this is Craig, and we are Madison Station, and you are listening to Rock Down South.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Rock Down South, your home for rock and country music. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Madison Station, and this is a country duo comprised of lead singer Lance Houston and Craig Anderson, formerly of the band Heartland. And while these guys have been playing music for years, this is a new project they have started, and they have a brand new single out called Back in the Day. And it's a fun and catchy song that I think y'all will like. We talk all about Craig's experience in Heartland, that big song everyone knows, and of course, the guys talk about how Madison Station came together and what they're looking to accomplish here in the future. So without further ado, here's the show. What's up, Craig, Lance? How you guys doing today?
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
We're doing good, man.
Doing well. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you so much for jumping on, guys. I really appreciate it.
Well, hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah. So we're going to talk some music. We're going to talk this new project and everything. But before we jump into all that, let's maybe take a step back. Let's talk about where you guys are originally from.
Go ahead, Lance.
Okay, I'm originally from Collinwood, Tennessee, which is right on the Alabama-Tennessee state line, about 12 miles, and just about a 2-hour drive south of Nashville.
Oh, wow. So you're a local Tennessee guy through and through.
I am. Yes, sir.
What about you, Craig?
So I kind of grew up in Madison, Alabama. It's kind of outside, a little city outside of Huntsville, and graduated from Ardmore, which is right on the state line on 65 there. Like half the city's in Alabama and the other half's in Tennessee. So I'm probably an hour and a half south of Nashville. Okay,
and you're still over in Alabama right now?
I still live in Alabama. I never had to move to Tennessee, even coming up through the ranks back in the day. I did move to Nashville when the Titans came to town for a few years for fun. But I would always tell people, we were never from like Iowa or someplace. We never had to make the big move because we were kind of already here,
Right. And so tell me a little bit about your backgrounds. I know, Craig, you have quite an interesting background in music already.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Lance.
For me, I grew up singing in church a little bit. My dad was in a gospel quartet, and so I was around music, my whole life. And I never really pursued it at all until I really got out of college, and I started, singing in various just local bands just for fun. And then a few years later, got hooked up with Craig and started this project, and that's pretty much it for me.
Nice. And so about you, Craig, let's hear it.
What part do you want to hear?
The Cliff Notes, being in Heartland. Are you guys massively successful in that?
Yeah. So, I've been doing this a long time as well. I never wanted to do anything but play ball and play music. And I got to do both, but I'm still getting to play music where I'd look kind of odd being an old dude running around a ball field at this point. But so we was in the Heartland and started with my brother and some buddies of ours. And we had some pretty good success and was able to get me this far in life that when that came to an end and I was able to start a new chapter and continue to do what I love and do things in a time when I don't know, I still feel I've got a lot to offer and stuff. So I'm just happy to still be able to do this, quite frankly.
That's awesome. And of course I got to ask, what was it like having such a big hit song? I Loved Her First. You can't go to many weddings without hearing that song. For a father-daughter dance, probably one of the top ones. I bet that's pretty cool.
Well, I've been asked that more than once, as you might imagine.
Of course.
And I usually tell people that it's exactly what you think it is. I mean, it's great. It's killer. Jetting around the country and playing all the big shows and the tours and the arenas and stuff. And I mean, it's why you kind of why you get into this thing. And that was a particularly big number one. Even amongst number ones, not all number ones are the same. So that one had kind of continued to go. And I mean, I still hear about it all the time. So it's killer, man. It's great. I'm glad to have that in my life for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's still played on the radio from time to time.
It is.
Then I don't think you're ever going to get it out of weddings ever.
No, long as there's daddies and daughters, that'll be around somewhere.
So you have some real staying power with that song that sounds pretty cool, and I bet you're proud of. Longer than probably some other artists with bigger hit songs, just because of that whole fact of that it's probably one of the top daddy-daughter dance songs ever.
Yeah. No, it's opened up a lot of doors. It gave me a lot of experiences, and it's what helped catapult this new project. Without that, this wouldn't be going on right now, So it played a role in my life for quite a number of years at this point.
Excellent. And then that's exactly where I wanted to take this conversation, because I know all that might be in the past, but we have currently right now the new project, Madison Station. When did you guys meet up? When did you guys start deciding that we wanted to put together music, and how did this project come together?
We were actually, my brother was the drummer in Heartland. And when we were kind of coming to an end, we were going to continue on. And a friend of my brother's introduced us to Lance, because we were putting together another project, and we kind of didn't want somebody that was already in the middle of Nashville, and Lance is a perfect voice for us, perfect guy, perfect attitude. He was experienced. But he wasn't living right in the middle of Nashville, immersed with all the Nashville stuff, which we didn't really necessarily want. So we just hit it off really well with him. We've got a lot of common interests and goals and things. But we were essentially introduced by a mutual friend, to make a long story short. And that's been a couple of years ago since we were first introduced at this point.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. You wanted somebody who was not currently in the Nashville scene. Was that just because you wanted it from a sound perspective? You didn't want somebody who is wrapped up in the Nashville scene, or was it something else?
No, it wasn't. It was more from an attitude perspective, and not being necessarily tainted by kind of whatever the flavor of the day might be up there. I mean, I'm up there a lot. I write a lot. I'm certainly involved in the business, but Lance just was a perfect mixture of a guy who's had enough experience. He hadn't had a chance yet, and we just hit it off. He's a good dude. He's got a great attitude, and we both come from playing ball. And I don't know, it just seemed to fit right. It's been a very easy deal from day one.
Yeah, and you guys have a brand new single and music video out right now for Back in the Day, and I really like that song. It's a good one.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So how did that one come together? Did that one come together quick, or was that one really tough to put together?
No, I mean, we wrote that. I wrote that over on Music Row at Roger Murrah's old place. And when we were tracking this new record, we were just kind of putting some songs together, and that just kind of seemed to fit for this time of year. We'd come off a previous single song called Shoes Under My Bed that we end up getting to 40 on the Billboard indicator chart ourselves. And I just kind of wanted to see what we could do and use it as an experiment for further things coming, that we've got going on. And that was our first kind of experimentation with putting a song out. And we did a video for that. I had a buddy of mine that's the drummer for Lone Star, Keach Rainwater, directed the Shoes Under My Bed video. And all that was a plan to get to where we're at now. And this will be a plan to get us to the next single and two on down the road. So it's been a methodical deal. Nothing's been by accident or chance. But this was a fun video to shoot. It's a fun song to do. And like you said, we are having fun with it.
Yeah, I like the song. Like I mentioned, it's fun. Shoes Under My Bed is a good music video and song too. I listened to that one as well. That one's different. It's a little bit more of the serious side. So I do like hearing bands, put together more of a serious song and then more of a fun song. I like to hear that dynamic. So that's cool that way you guys did it like that.
Thank you.
And so, yeah, the sound of this project, I'm liking it. It doesn't sound like the typical stuff that's coming out of Nashville right this second, which I thought was it was nice. It was a little bit refreshing. It reminded me, of the 2000s. Kind of like where you guys were hitting it big. It reminded me a little bit more of that time in terms of the sound of music, which I thought was cool.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, when I'm writing, I'm only trying to write for myself, And so a lot of these guys are just trying to write generic songs that they think they could be played on the radio today. And I don't know. I'd always heard that if you're trying to write a song to be played on the radio today, then you're already behind. You've got to be on the curve. So I don't know. I just write for whatever I like, man. I mean, truly, it's not any harder than that. And that's just the way I'm going to go about things at this point in my life,
I like the sound of that. And so you mentioned something about a record. Is that the next step? Or are you guys going to do an EP or something?
Yeah, we've got it done. I was working on the sequencing of the songs today, as a matter of fact. Most of it's done. It will be a 7-song EP. And we're kind of finalizing the last 2 final mix and masters of the last 2 songs. But I definitely wanted to do a record to put out this go around instead of just pumping singles out. So there will be a record coming out. We've got our distribution is set up through Sony at this point, and we've been able to partner and put together a good team. And we're just handling this every step, trying to be smart and just do things the right way.
Excellent. So these next questions are what we close with and ask everyone. So first question, what would you tell your 21-year-old self?
Go ahead, Lance.
Grow up. I was, I don't know. I was so confused. Like, I went to college because that's what you were supposed to do. Really, when I even got out of college, I had no idea what I was going to do. I don't know. It just took me a while to sort of, to get with it, get with the program. I wasn't really, I didn't have a direction. I didn't have necessarily goals. I just look back on my 21-year-old self and think, man, what an idiot. And that's what I would tell myself. Just, grow up. You're not a kid anymore. Get with the program. I feel like I could have accomplished, or at least much quicker, accomplished some things had I done that. But hey, you live and learn. I don't really regret it. I mean, I learned from my mistakes and can't complain.
Nice. What about you, Craig?
Well, I would tell myself the same thing too. Grow up, you weirdo. The caveat would be, when I was 21, we had just, we put together, co-founded Heartland when I was 20. So at 21, we were hitting it hard, man. We were practicing 3-4 times a week, playing out, really getting after it. And so I would probably tell myself, enjoy this time. Stop back, just sit back and enjoy all the what's going on around you at this point, because that was the formation of my music. Was when I was 20 and 21. But I was a big old idiot, raging idiot at the time. So, but like Lance said, you just live and learn and move on.
Next question. What are you drinking lately? If you don't drink alcohol, it could be anything refreshing you like to drink.
I drink a lot of Nestle lemon water, a lot of it, like all day long. On the alcoholic side of the world, whatever you put in front of me will be fine.
For me, I don't know if y'all know what liquid IVs are.
Yeah.
Okay. I've my dad got dehydrated here a while back, and the doctor suggested that, and so I'm not a huge water drinker. I don't drink it near as much as I should. But those things, I don't know, they're supposed to be like 1 packet mixed with, water. It's supposed to be like 3 or 4 waters and stuff. So, and they're pretty good. And so I've been drinking those things quite a bit. And then also too, I'm not a huge, alcohol drinker, but I do like to sip on some bourbon occasionally. And so a little Wild Turkey 101 is kind of what I've been feeling here lately.
Nice. So as you know, this is Rock Down South. So what is something, or maybe a couple things that come to mind, that you love about the South?
Football, country music, pretty girls.
That's a pretty incredible list right there.
That's right off the top of my head, huh?
It's a great list.
Can you top that, Lance?
I can't. I don't think I can top it. I don't know. Just weather.
Weather.
Weather for the most part. I'm not a cold weather guy. So I like the fact that there are mild winters down here in the South, and we get a little bit of everything. I like the fact we obviously get the heat, but then we also get a little bit of snow, and just it's in moderation. When there's nothing's like too extreme. So I can dig that. Although my allergies don't all the time, and yeah, just outdoors, man. I like
So basically, you're
sitting
just
on my
admitting
porch.
that so basically you can't top my list. Let's
I
go
can't.
ahead and
I
just
can't
say
top
you
your
can't
list.
top
I
my
tried. I tried. That's all I got.
You're talking about allergies now, man.
I'm out.
Well, thank you so much, Craig and Lance, for being a part of the show today. Where can people find and connect with you guys online?
Our website is MadisonStationBand.com. And then we're on all the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We even have a TikTok, even though we don't really know what we're doing on that. But yeah, you can find it. Google Madison Station. It's pretty easy to find.
And what do you guys have in the works that people should know about?
Well, like I said, we've got this song out. We're just going to radio. We just picked up our first reporting station ad this week, and so we're going to go kind of touch into the terrestrial radio. We've got bunches of interviews coming on. We've been in talks with booking agents and that sort of deal. Hoping to get back over to the Grand Ole Opry. I've not played there in a number of years. We thought we'd had something lined up a couple of weeks ago, and we've kind of got pushed back. So I hope to get that lined back up. And I definitely want to get back out playing at least first quarter of next year, if not sometime this year. We'll see what happens, but we got some neat stuff coming on.
Thank you so much for listening to the show today. We hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I had a really great time chatting with Craig and Lance. Those guys are extremely talented and really down-to-earth guys as well. I can't wait to see where this new chapter of their careers takes them. So make sure to go follow Madison Station on all of their social media pages and check out their latest single and video for Back in the Day. You can find all our content at rockdownsouth.com, and make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for the latest updates. Leave us a 5-star review if you can. We would really appreciate it. And as always, the views and opinions expressed by our guests are theirs and don't necessarily reflect our own. I'm Mark, and you've been listening to Rock Down South. See y'all next time.